Welcome along everyone to your Metcon workout. I'm Tommy, this is John. I'm going to be talking you through everything we're about to do. John is going to give you a demo, he'll give you a couple of different options, make it harder, make it easier. Get yourself ready to join in team. We're going in with a bit of a warm-up where we've got 2 rounds of 30 seconds each, 4 movements. We've got some jogging on the spot, some hip rocks, some down dogs and some alternating world's greatest stretches. Clear space, get yourself set. Here comes the jog on the spot. 30 seconds of work, John's in. So you can start off nice and low with your hands and knees. If you're feeling fit, if you're feeling good, as you get warmer, you can build up the size of the movement. Drive your knees a little bit higher, elbows start swinging forwards and backwards a little bit further. Moving through the shoulders. Nice easy rhythm. Control of your breathing, you're about halfway through. Good John, go. 10 seconds. Keep yourself bouncing home nice and light on your feet. Keep the pace, be consistent. Last few seconds. 3, 2, 1, and we're going down to the ground. Set yourself up for your hip rock. So hands roughly under shoulders, knees roughly under hips, or slightly wider. Chest up, eyes forwards, and we're going to get that easy rock forward and backwards. As you rock backwards, make sure you keep the spine in the strongest, straightest line you can without it tucking under, unlike a child's pose. So on this one, we're looking to keep the long line from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Again, easy breathing, gradually working further back as you feel comfortable. And there's time on that one team. From here, we're going into some down dogs. So we're going from a press-up position, or are we going from press-up position, John? Let's go from a box position, press-up position. We're going to rock the hips back, up and towards the ceiling. Fingertips push down through the ground, heels sink towards the floor. And you find that strong straight line again. Lovely job. So as you rock back, you may feel a bit of tension through the back of the legs, the hamstrings and the calves, depending on how tight you are. Play around with whether you have your knees slightly bent or whether you have your legs straight. Figure out which one feels better, allows you the most control over your position. Nice long line from fingertips to hips. And you're working your hips all the way up to the ceiling. And there's time on that one team. And from there we've got an alternating world's greatest stretch. So this can be done from a kneeling position with rotations. And we can step switch through. Or we can go from the floor, back knee down. Or you can do it with the back knee elevated. Look at those. Pick the one that allows you the most control over the movement and the greatest, safest available range. Turning through the rib cage, and then you just step switch through. If you have gone half and half, great. If you've done a step switch each leg, great. And there's time on that one. We'll return to our feet. So that's the first round done. We're going to go back through those 4 movements. Jogging on the spot. 3, 2, 1. And we're in. Clock's running. 30 seconds of work. Building up the speed, building up the height of the movement, making them bigger, making them faster, as it feels good, as you feel warmer. Good John, go. Can you be faster than John? Go feet. Here we go. Another 10 seconds to go, team. Keep moving, arms swinging, knees driving high, feet pop, 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 every step. 5 seconds to go. 2, 1, and there's time. Going back down to the ground. Pull some hip rocks, please, team. Chest up, eyes forwards, hips back, long line through the spine. Just working back as far as you can maintain that strong straight line through the spine. Easing into the stretch in your hips. Nice relaxed breathing. If you can breathe at this point in and out through your nose, fantastic. If it's in through your nose, out through your mouth, so be it. And if it's mouth only, well, you're working pretty hard, aren't you? Make your breathing appropriate to the amount of work you're doing. Ooh, 5 seconds, Steve. Rock on, Johnny. And there's time. Nice work. Next one, we're going down dogs.
That's too keen.
Oh, down dogs for this one. Hips up, heels down, that long line from fingertips to hips, and moving through at your own pace. If you find a particular line of tension through the hamstrings, through the hips, and you want to hold it there and take a breath or 2 in and out, you can work into it, see if that helps to release any tension or helps you to move further. Another 10 seconds. And there's time on that one, team. And then we've got alternating world's greatest stretches. So picking the option most suitable to you. So either back knee on the floor, back foot elevated, or from that half kneeling position. We're doing 1 rep one side, and then 1 rep on the other. Take your time as you step and switch. If you can create a breathing match with it, fantastic. Step back, breathe in, Rotate, breathe out, smooth and steady as you go. Another few reps here. How much can you turn the ribs? How much space can you create through the front of the body from fingertips to fingertips? And there's time after that rep. And that team is warm up. 2 rounds done, 30 seconds pop. We should be feeling pretty good. Coming up in the main workout, we've got 3 rounds. We're going to go back to back to back with a little 30-second rest at the end of the round. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movements for you. We've got some squats. These could be body weight. These could be goblet squat if you've got weight. They could add a jump if you're feeling particularly springy. We've got some sort of bent over rows. So this could be with your bands or your dumbbells. We've got a deadlift, ditto the same thing. Overhead presses. And we'll get to see some more band or shoulder press variations with dumbbells. And then some star jumps. And we'll figure out which variation is suitable for you at the end. 30 seconds work. John, are you ready?
I am,
Here we go. Squats up first. Stand by in 3, 2, 1. We're away. So your straightforward bodyweight squat. Feet are flat. Heels are down. Knees drive out wide to the sides. Hands act as a counterbalance. And again, we're looking for greatest, safest available range. If you're feeling fit, if you're feeling fast, you can build the pace. Check in that breathing match. In as you drop, out to the top. For those of you at home, I've just realised I'm talking to the camera, not the back camera. So if I've not been looking at you for the last little while,
that's
I'll back
why.
with you now. And there's time. Nice job. Next one we're going for is our bent over row. So you'll need your dumbbells or your bands. We're going to assume that deadlift position, so stiff leg deadlift, minimal knee bend, max hip bend, a line of tension through the back line of the body. When you're ready, 3, 2, 1, off we go. As we pull back, we're going to row hands back to the waistband, so closer to your hips than to your chest. Keeping the neck nice and long, the shoulders away from the ears. As you pull through, we squeeze at the top between the middle of the shoulder blades. 15 seconds in. And as you start to build up the reps, build up some fatigue on these, check your body angle. To make it easier, you'll start to creep taller and taller and taller. Try and hold the lowest, safest position you can. And there's time on those too. The next one coming up, we've got our deadlifts. So prepare for those. If it's deadlift, it's great. If you need to make any adjustments at home, hopefully you're aware of what you're doing. It could be bridges. Stand by. 3, 2, 1. We're off again. Nice, easy 30 seconds. So feet are flat, toes straight ahead, big toe pressed down hard into the floor, hips going way back to the wall behind you. Working down to about somewhere below, just below the knee, to mid-shin level with your weights. If you're with your dumbbells, don't make the focus getting all the way down to the ground. Got another 10 seconds. Breathe out, standing tall. So we find that good line of tension. Head stacked on top of ribs, stacked on top of hips. Legs tight, squeezing the quads, butt tight, pinching your glutes together, abs braced. And there's time on those. Next up, you've got your overhead presses. So picking your option, this could be both together. This could be alternating one side than the other if you need to, if that's the weight that you've got. In 3, 2, 1, off we go. So we see that carry over from the top of the deadlift to your position in this. Head, ribs, hips stacked, legs, glutes, abs braced hard for stability and ultimately access to strength. As the weight gets heavier, we start to squeeze tighter. That's going to give us a little bit more stability and strength through the arm, through the wrist, elbow, shoulder, and all the muscles that help get the weight overhead. We've got another 5 seconds to go, teams. A couple more reps. And there is time. And the final one we've got for you. You can pop your kit down to one side. We've got some star jumps. These can be basic jacks or great big stars. John will give us a couple of different variations. When you're ready, John, off you go, sir. So we've got jacks, legs out, hands high, up above your head, getting your shoulders involved. And if these feel pretty good to you, keep that pace going. When you land, you see John's got toes either dead ahead or slightly turned out. Ditto with the knees, we're not collapsing into the middle in that position. Last few seconds, 5 to go. Nearly there. 2, 1, and there's time. You can rest for 30 seconds, grab your drink, shake it off, stretch it out, do anything particular to you. That's round number 1 of 3 done. How you feeling, John?
That's good, yeah.
It's feeling good. Are you feeling as good as John right now? Are you feeling as good as John? 15 seconds. Get ready for your squats. If your squats felt good last time, you want to make them more challenging, add some weight, add a jump. If they felt pretty okay where they were, like you're challenging yourself appropriately, stick with your normal bodyweight squats. Set your stance, find your spot in 3, 2, 1, let's go get them. Oh, with a jump. Like a rocket. How much hang time have you got? Big pop to the top. If you're living in a flat and the neighbours don't come and complain to you afterwards, you weren't jumping high enough. Or if someone downstairs doesn't come and knows on what's going on, I think there's a bit more. Last few seconds, team. You're nearly there. One more jump. And there's time. Excellent work. The next one we've got is our bent over row. So if it's two together, fantastic. If you've only got one dumbbell, works just the same. And John will give you a couple of demos where you could hold it in both hands. When you're ready, John, off we go. So the same hinge pattern, just holding the heads of the weights, pulling in closer to the waistband than up to the chest. Still keeping that line of tension through the backside of the body, through the hamstrings, through the backside, through the muscles that support and stabilise the spine. So reinforcing that deadlift position whilst getting the upper back nice and strong. Another 10 seconds. Still working. 5 seconds. Extra squeezy at the top. And there is time. Deadlifts up next, team. Deadlifts up next. Heels under hips, feet dead ahead. When you're ready, off we go. 30 seconds of work. So guiding those hips back to the wall behind you. Keeping your feet flat down to the ground. So your heels will naturally stay on the floor as your weight shifts backwards. Make sure you're pressing the big toe down into the floor, keeping that solid contact through the front of the foot. Halfway through. Every time you drive those hips through, finish nice and tall. Powerful. Looking powerful. Last few seconds. 3, 2, 1, and there's time. Nice job. Coming up next, overhead presses. Standing by. 3, 2, 1. We're in again. So checking in with that shape again. Just using one dumbbell on this if you find you run into a bit of fatigue, or you have only got the one weight, or it's not the right size. Grab both hands on it. If it's a bit awkward, that's good. Awkward stuff makes us work harder. So familiar movements with unfamiliar or awkward objects are always a good thing to build into your training sessions where you can. Like this, another 15 seconds. Excellent. Breathing out on the drive up, breathing in as you control down. So create that breathing match, get control of it, create more tension, stability, and access to strength. And there's time. We have your star jumps coming up, team. Set the space, clear your kit out of the way. 3, 2, 1, and we're in. Nice, we've got good pace here. Legs out, hands are high, shoulders involved, nice and light on the feet, still in control of your breathing. So make sure however fast you go, you're still in charge and in control of your breath work, not just trying to chase yourself and catch up with it. Looking pretty good here, team. Halfway through. John loves my Titan already.
Sleeps.
Last few seconds. 3, 2, 1, and there's time. Good stuff, team. 30 seconds to rest, breathe, recover, shake, stretch, drink, whatever it is you need to do. And you have one more round to go. Just one more. One more round. One more round. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Give you a nice long recovery. Because this round is going to be the best ones you've done. The strongest, greatest ranges, most control, biggest effort, bestest movements. Stand by for your squats, team. Final round coming up. Set your feet. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So we've got heels under hips, feet down. Knees drive out wide to the sides. We let the hips sink down towards the heels whilst keeping the chest upright. You can see from John's good squats, you can see what's in front of him. If he was in front of a mirror, he'd still see the logos on his t-shirt. He'd still spot himself. If you're looking at the floor, just see if you can work to a slightly more upright position. Last few reps coming up. One more, and there's time. Nice job, team. Bent over rows. Next up on the menu. Grab your weights, set your stance. 3, 2, 1, off we go. So we've got heels under hips. Big toes pressed down, that deadlift position, hamstrings, hips, and spine holding us in shape. Rowing the weight towards the waistband. Check your body angle again now as we recruit that fatigue. We'll try and get taller and taller and taller to make this a little bit easier. So see where you can find that angle. Make that upper back work a little bit. Big pinch between the shoulder blades. You've got 5 seconds to go, team. Nearly there. And there's time. Keep hold of those weights, or change them if you need to. Deadlifts up next. Set your feet. Similar position. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Clock's running. So solid contact points with the ground. Nice tight grip on the weights. We're guiding those hips back to that familiar position in the deadlift. So driving the hips back. Feeling the hamstrings pick up. Imagine stretching an elastic band that allows us to snap to the top. We've got that top position sorted. Head, ribs, hips stacked. Legs, glutes and abs working to hold us tight. And as you lower, think about what your lats are doing, so the muscles from your armpits to your hips. If someone was trying to tickle you, you're just going to trap their arm, and that's going to give us a lot of stability and strength through the upper back. And there's time on those team. Overhead presses coming up next. Standing by in 3, 2, 1, off we go. Half knee in. So we've got, you can see from John's position here, 90 degrees set up through the knees, hips and ankles. The down knee is stacked under the hip, is stacked under the shoulder. So again, it's a strong straight line. Got the butt tucked under, hips tipped up. So you may feel a bit of a stretch here through the front of the leg. Rib cage is down and back, and the abs are on. Again, allowing us a really good stable position to give us as much access to strength as possible. When he finishes, it's that line from wrist, elbow, shoulder, hip, down to the knee in that top position. And there's time. Cracking last round. And the final set of star jumps coming up. Get yourself ready in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Last round. If you're feeling good, double time it. Can you push the pace? Light on your feet. John's going for it. Can you be faster than John? Can you be faster than John right now? You've got 10 seconds in. Keep it going, team. Looking good. In control of your breathing. You've got 10 seconds left. You're nearly there. Nice work, team. Nice and light on your feet. Shoulders and arms working in 3, 2, 1. And there is time. Team, good job. Breathe, shake, stretch. Have a little walk around. We've got a little warm down stretch for you coming up. So this will be, once you've got control of your breathing, you've added your sip on your drink, from a half kneeling position. We're going to look at just rocking into the hip flexors and rocking backwards into an easy hamstring stretch. So from that half kneeling position, John's going to lift his arms, guide his hips forwards, keeping the front foot down, and then just going to gently rock back, guide his hips back, heel stays down, and we get that stretch to the back of the leg. So we should feel this in this position through the down leg, front of the hip, and as we rock back, through the front leg, through the back of the thigh. Got about 15 seconds in there, John. We'll switch legs. 15 each. And you can get a little switch through there too. So the same setup, roughly 90-90. Long line from knee, the down knee to the fingertips. And then guiding the hips back as you keep the heel on the floor. There you go. Easy breath into the middle. Easy breath out as you ease forwards into the stretch. Easy breath into the middle. Easy breath out, releasing back into the stretch. Nice, go one more back. 30 seconds each side there, team. Solid stuff. Yeah, one more round. Just bring your breathing down. As you get more control, we'll finish off. Another 30 seconds each side, team. So just seeing if you can work a bit further now. If it feels comfortable, ease yourself into that stretch a little bit more.
Definitely easy the second time
Long
around.
lines, knees to fingertips. Easing those hips back. Chest stays lifted, so he's not completely rounding forwards. He'll probably lose that line of tension if he does. John's keeping his back fairly straight now as he sinks those hips back, maximising the stretch through the back of the leg. And switch in. Final side now, team. Nice and relaxed. Breathing into the middle as he gets to the midpoint. Breathing out as he moves into the stretch behind him. Breathing into the middle, and then breathing out as he moves into that stretch. Nice. We get one more forwards and back. And team, there's your 2 rounds. You've got your warm-up done, you've got your workout done, you've got your warm-down done. You've been incredible, John. You've also been incredible, sir. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again soon.